In the very beginning, before cities, before kingdoms, before time as we know it, there was a garden, a paradise, and in it the first man and woman walked side by side, free, unburdened, and full of life. This is their story, the story of Adam and Eve, the Creator. God shaped the first man from the dust of the earth. He breathed life into him, and the man, Adam, opened his eyes for the very first time. Adam explored the world around him, marveling at its beauty. But something was missing. Seeing Adam alone, God caused him to fall into a deep sleep. From his side, he formed the first woman, Eve. When Adam awoke, he found her there, and together they were given a home in this paradise called Eden. They lacked nothing and had a purpose, to care for this perfect place. They walked with God, spoke with him, and lived in perfect harmony. At the center of the garden stood a magnificent tree, the tree of knowledge, of good and evil. And God told them, "You may eat from any tree in the garden, except for this one. If you eat from it, you will surely die." It was a simple command, and for a time they obeyed. But temptation has a way of creeping in. One day, a serpent slithered near Eve as she stood by the forbidden tree. It spoke, weaving a web of doubt and deception. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree? Eve responded, "No, we can eat from any tree, except this one. If we do, we will die." The serpent laughed. "You won't die. God knows that if you eat it, your eyes will be opened. You will be like him, knowing good and evil." Eve hesitated. She looked at the fruit. It was beautiful, desirable, and in that moment, doubt took root in her heart. What if the serpent was right? What if God was holding something back? She reached out, took the fruit, and bit into it. Then she turned to Adam. He knew what God had said. He knew the command, but he made his choice. He took the fruit and ate, and in an instant, everything changed. The world felt different. For the first time, they felt shame. They saw their own flaws. Fear crept in, and when they heard God walking in the garden, they hid. God called out, "Adam, where are you?" Trembling, they stepped forward. "We were afraid, so we hid," Adam confessed. "Did you eat from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" God asked. Adam looked at Eve. "She gave it to me," he said. Eve looked down. "The serpent tricked me," she whispered. Their choice had consequences. The world had changed. Pain, hardship, and death had entered creation. God told them, "You will work hard for your food. You will face struggles, and one day you will return to the dust." With heavy hearts, Adam and Eve left Eden, knowing they could never return. But even in their failure, God didn't abandon them. He clothed them, covering their shame. And though they had to leave paradise, he had a plan to one day bring them, and all of us, back to him. And so their story became our story, a story of choice, of consequence, and of a love that never lets go.